What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everyone who support the platform. Much love, much love. Salute to everyone that's in the building. If you are here and you can hear me loud and clear, please drop y'all ones in the chat. Please drop y'all ones in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me loud and clear. Let me know if y'all can hear me loud and clear. Please drop y'all ones in the chat for me, y'all. Let me know if y'all can hear me loud and clear. Okay. Let me get a couple of more ones, y'all. Let me get a couple of more ones. Couple of more ones. Let me get two more ones, y'all. Two more ones. Let me know if y'all can hear me loud and clear. Let me know if y'all can hear me loud and clear. Okay, let me get one more. One more. Drop y'all ones if y'all are listening. If y'all are tuned in, let me know if y'all can hear me loud and clear. Because we're going to get into it today. Let me know if y'all can hear me loud and clear. Just drop a one. Drop a one. Shout out to everyone that's coming through. Shout out to everyone that's coming through. Okay. Shout out to everyone in the building. Shout out to everyone in the building. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And of course, we are back right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. Of course, I appreciate all the love and the support. Salute to everyone that's in the building. Salute to everyone that's coming through. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit that like button in the way in. Make sure you share today's show. Like and share today's show, y'all. That is how y'all show y'all free support, by hitting that like button and hitting that share button, man. Share it on y'all community tabs, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere that you share content. Share today's show, like today's show. We are going to go a different direction today, but it's much needed, y'all. It's much needed. It's much needed. Y'all know how we do over here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. We are going to get into it today. So make sure you like and share today's show. Also, make sure, hey, y'all, listen. If y'all enjoy the shows the way y'all say y'all do in the chat, y'all get down in the comment section, leave a comment. Don't hesitate. Whatever y'all disagree with, I like to have debates in the comment section. I don't do no arguing. I don't sit there and curse people out in the comment section. But don't be afraid to leave a comment, y'all. Leave a comment on the videos, man. It's all good. It's all good. I appreciate y'all. Also, make sure y'all financially support today's show. The links are going across the screen. The Cash App is pinned at the top of the chat. Make sure y'all support today's show. Make sure we get those 2 financial donations as we require every show. The super chat is open as well. So make sure y'all support today's show, y'all. I appreciate everyone that's in the building. Shout out to my lovely lady Mars that's in the building. I'm going to shout everyone out, and then we're going to get to the show, man. We're going to get to the show. Like I said, we're going to go a different way today, man. Shout out to Mark in the building. What up, Mark? Peace to you, brother. Hey, Miss L'Oreal. Shout out to Miss L'Oreal in the building. One of my lovely lady Mars that always come through and hold it down. Shout out to you, Miss L'Oreal. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Miss Classy Creole. And because of you, we're gonna go this different route today. Shout out to you, Miss Classy Creole, for sending me this great article that we are going to go over today. Because I think this is a great topic. I think this is something that we should definitely talk about. You know, everybody's talking about, you know, it just seemed like everybody went back to the FBA stuff and all of that. So we're gonna go our way over here. Y'all know how we do. But thank you so much, Miss Classy Creole, for this article that we're going to go over today. Shout out to you for always coming through and holding it down. Thank you so much, Miss Classy Creole. Shout out to Lynn D. What's up, Lynn D? How you doing? We are 2 for 2 today on the Lovely Lady Mods, by the way. Shout out to my guy, Sir Leo Puma, on a pull up. Salute, salute, salute. What's up, Dean Jones? Shout out to Dean Jones. I appreciate you. Shout out to my brother Larry Vaughn on the pull up. Salute, 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 fam. Salute. I appreciate you. Shout out to New York Nikki. What's up, New York Nikki? How you doing? Shout out to New York Nikki on the pull up. Good afternoon to you. Shout out to JDJ in the building. Good afternoon. See who else is on the pull up. Let's see who else is in the building. Hey, what's up, Cynical? How you doing? Shout out to the Cynical one in the building. Hey, Miss Camille. Good to see you, love. Good to see you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Good to see you in the building. Glad you're able to catch me live. Shout out to you. Shout out to Mark Milliner in the building. Peace, peace, Mark. Shout out to Mark Milliner. See who else we got in the building. Shout out to everybody that's in the clouds, by the way. Shout out to everybody that's in the clouds. Salute, salute to y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way in, man. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Y'all see today's show. Y'all see today's show. Now, y'all know over here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV, we speak about man shit. Just to sum it up, man stuff. Right? And we speak a lot on how masculinity is being attacked, how masculinity is being attacked, how masculinity was attacked, how it's still being attacked, so on and so forth, right? And we also hear other platforms where brothers talk about how women are not feminine anymore. A lot of black, especially black women, a lot of black women are not feminine. A lot of black women act like men. A lot of black women are masculine. And then during that same argument, right, you have other black women who are calling the black women who are not masculine to be mammies. They're mammies. Oh, they just kiss up to men. Oh, they just want to agree with men. Oh, they just hating on other women. Oh, this is how they get men, by kissing other men's asses and allowing bad behavior and not speaking up for themselves. And so we're going to talk about this today. We're going to talk about this today. We're going to talk about this dilemma, because it's like, if a woman is displaying femininity and her feminine ways, and she's leading with that, right? She's not afraid to lead with her femininity. She immediately get called a mammy. Immediately. Yes, absolutely, Cynical. Absolutely. Absolutely. The redefinition of the word mammy is weird. Yes, they have created a whole new definition for it. Hey, Kari. I'm glad you're here, Kari. Shout out to you. I'm glad you in the building today. Kari says they don't want to hear from any feminine woman. They immediately try to shut us down. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to Club in the building. Salute, Club. Club says they got called pygmies. Yes, they're called pygmies. They're called mammies, right? We're going to talk about this today. Salute, champion. Shout out to my guy Elisino in the building. Salute, champ. Salute, salute. Salute. Shout out to my man Ant T in the building. What up, Ant? Salute, bro. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Glad you in here too, bro, for this topic. See who else is up in the building before we get into it. But I want to talk about this. And like I said, shout out to Miss Classy Creole for sending me the article because we're going to get into the history of this stuff because there is some history behind it. There is some history behind it. And this is the history that they really don't want to talk about. It is not Hennessy in the cup, by the way. Right? So we're going to get into this today because we need to stop this. And when I say we, I'm talking about us black men and women. We need to stop this quarreling over this masculine, feminine talk. We need to stop it because it's getting in the way of a lot of progress. It's getting in the way of it. You see? And today, after today's show, we're going to understand why feminine women have been silenced. Because this is what has happened to a lot of feminine black women. They're hiding in plain sight. They go away. They don't want to stand out. They don't want to be noticed. They don't want to be recognized. And it's because of the abuse of other women. You see? It is because these women are being abused by other women. They're being told they're not pretty enough. They're being told they don't fit in because they're not having sex right away. All of this type of stuff. And what's so ironic about this is it's said here on social media that black men have this gang mentality. Black men are aggressive against each other. Black, and a lot of that stuff is true, but it's safe to say that it happens between black women too. And it happens so much to where true feminine women are silenced. They don't even want to try anymore. They're called weird. They're told that they're socially awkward. They're outcasted by other women. They're outcasted by other women. And then you have the women who've done so much to try to fit in with other women that they became these bad women. Shout out to Brownie. I see you in the building. What's up, Brownie? How you doing? Yes, it happens a lot. It happens a lot. The feminine coaches. But this happens a lot. It's happening right now here on YouTube. What's up, Tips and Tricks? Tips and Trips, salute to you. What's going on? Right? It's even happening right here on YouTube, where if you don't fit this certain persona, you're not allowed to be around these crowd of black women that's known. You have to look a certain way. You have to speak a certain way. All gang mentality. And what's happening is the feminine women are hiding. They're hiding. And the other ones who aren't hiding, they've assimilated with these bad women, and it's hard to tell the difference nowadays for a lot of men. It's hard for a lot of men to tell the difference because a lot of them have assimilated to be a part of the group, and then the other good women, they're not around. It's hard to find them. They're not around. They're because they're not out. So you can't say, oh, I could go here and find them. I could go there and find them. A lot of them just stay to themselves because they don't want any problems. Yeah, the parallels are too real. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, the feminine women feel attacked and beat up and beat down the same way the masculine man feels. The traditional masculine man, he feels the same way. We feel the same way. We feel the same way. We feel that we're not needed, we're not wanted. Nobody wants to be around us. Everybody calls us boring. You know? It's the same thing with a lot of these with the real feminine women that's out here. Classy Creole says it happens too often in this space. Absolutely. To the point where, you know, I had to block a particular young lady because she kept attacking the women in my chat room. She just kept attacking her, just attacking the women because my lovely lady mods are feminine women. The women that support this channel, that's in the chat room all the time, these are feminine women. These are feminine women. These are the women who identify with being feminine. And in other spaces, a lot of these women, these same women, are called mammies. In other spaces, these same women are attacked as well. All because men appreciate them. Men shout them out. Men give them permission to do things in their chat rooms. We honor the feminine women. That is what traditional masculine men do. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to champion the women like that. Because these women know what it is to be women. But it was a young lady over here that I had to block because she just felt like she wanted to attack the mods, the lovely lady mods, in particular, one in particular. She just wanted to keep attacking her. She attacked two of them. But in particular, she just wanted to keep going at her. Going at her. And it's like, for what? It's like, for what? Because you're not honored the way she is? You haven't done nothing to be honored in that way. You don't come in here and support my chat room. You don't come in here and make sure no nonsense go on in the chat box while I'm up here doing what I have to do and delivering the content. I have lovely lady mods controlling my chat because a lot of men just come here to chill. A lot of men just come here to listen to some shit. They don't come here to make sure that the environment in the chat room stays what it is. Women stepped up and did it. And I'm not taking no shots at the fellas because the fellas always hold me down. They hold me down. So I'm not taking no shots at the bros, but what I'm saying is true. The women stepped up over here and said, DS1, just do what you gotta do. You don't worry about the chat room. Go in. Because sometimes when you be going in and you catch the chat, it throw you off. Women said this to me. Women hit me up in the background and said, don't worry about the chat room, bro. Don't worry about that. Just go. You see? So at the end of the day, this is why that person, that young lady, right? This is why she got upset, because she wants some form of authority in my environment. But what she doesn't understand is you have to earn that with a man like me. You got to show that you support what I do. You're not just here like I'm here like I'm some jester. I'm not a comedian. I'm not up here doing the dirty wine. You know? I'm not up here doing the bogo and the pepper seed. I'm not up here dancing for you. No, I'm up here giving a lecture to the people. So these feminine women decided to step up. These 4 to 5 different feminine women said, DS1, don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about nothing. So you think that you're going to have some say over these women? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Do you really think that? Do you think that I'm going to reward bad behavior? What makes you think that? What makes you think being defiant is going to get your way with me? See, this is what we're going to get into today. We're going to go into the history of this behavior and where it came from and how a lot of these women were socialized to be this way. See, you got to understand when we say who raised you, what we're actually talking about is how you actually were socialized. See, that's what it's called in the world of psychology. It's called your socialization process. And there's many things that impact your socialization process. And your socialization process is what actually gives you your social identity, which is for a lot of Black women, the angry Black woman. See, we're going to talk about this today. You see, the mammy. See, this stuff was socialized into Black women because what is a part of your socialization process, or one thing that can affect your socialization process, is media, the television. You see? We're going to get into it today. We're going to get into it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What up, Sonny? Shout out to Sonny B in the building. What up, Sonny B? Salute to you. Hey, Jasmine. How you doing, young lady? Salute to you. You see? We're going to get into this today. Make sure y'all like and share today's show, y'all. Like and share today's show because we're going to talk about this. We're getting ready to get into this article. This article is deep, man. This article is deep. Yes, the music as well. The music as well. But long before the music, it was the movies for a lot of women. Tips and trips. Before the ratchet music, because see, remember, the women that first was in hip hop and in R&B and all of that, They wasn't singing about sex. Remember that. Remember, the first female MCs were all positive. They were all positive. They were conscious rappers. All of your first female MCs rapped about being queens, rapped about being empresses, princesses. Go back and listen to the music. Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, Roxanne Shante, all of them. They wasn't rapping feminist rap or none of that. That came a little later, actually, with Queen Latifah. And I did a stream about that a couple of years ago, where I showed y'all who introduced the whole feminist term into rap, who introduced feminism into the hip hop. They actually used Queen Latifah for that. Right, UNITY. They actually used her for that. I did the stream about it. They actually did. Right, Moni Love. Rap about their environment. Yes, that's what they were rapping about. Because back then, remember, L'Oreal, those women were socially conscious because they grew up in a time where knowledge of self was prevalent in the environment. You know, growing up in the projects back then, growing up in the streets in New York and in certain prevalent inner cities, Chicago, LA, a lot of these neighborhoods that's on different coasts, they actually were doing the same thing. Black people were doing the same thing. They just had their own flavor with doing it. Just like down south had their conscious rap. You had Outcasts. The whole Dungeon family, that was their form of conscious rap. So it wasn't just New York. It wasn't just us. You go to LA, they had their own form of conscious rap. Their form of conscious rap were being rebels, NWA. So the women, because the women, the conscious women from the West Coast is Lady of Rage. So you could find women who was rapping conscious rap even around those times when it was prevalent for men to do it. Women wasn't rapping about their bodies. They wasn't talking about their booties. They was not mentioning that at all. They were rapping about how smart they were, how beautiful their skin was, things like that. Femininity. Sonny B says, how ironic, a feminist. I don't know. I'm just saying. How ironic. You know, when they dropped them bags, Sonny B, some people will turn into anything, bro. Some people will turn into anything. You drop the right money on them. Shout out to Robert Platinum in the building. Salute, bro. West Coast were early conscious G-Funk. Yep. Absolutely. Shout out to my brother Ebo in the building. Salute, Ebo. Salute to you, my brother. I appreciate that super chat. He says the non-feminine woman can't comprehend the feminine women, so they attack what perceive they can't. They attack what they perceive they can't have. They're brats. Yeah. Yep. 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 Yo-yo. Kari says she loved Yo-Yo back in the day. Yep. Absolutely. Robert Platinum says the earlier male rappers were actually protective of black women. Absolutely. And they even rapped about it. They taught the men that was in the street to protect black women through the lyrics. So even if you may have saw something else in your house, but the music influenced you so much that you were going to listen to them. You were going to do what they told you to do. So you might go home and experience, your pops or your uncles or whoever abusing any women in your family. But that don't mean you're going to do it. And a lot of that came from the early hip hop, who told you never to put your hands on that black woman. She's Mother Earth. You better not put your hands on her. You see? And let's add this. Let's add the icing on the cake, right? The music even spoke on the disagreements between black men and black women. The songs we heard back in the day told you about our relationship issue. Go back to them early days where them black women was singing about how she just want that man to come home. How she just want that man to come home. How she don't understand why he just can't stop cheating on her. And she still ain't gonna go nowhere. You had men who sung songs about being heartbroken. Let's get into it. We had men singing about songs about getting their heart broke. We talking about before everything was about sex. See, now the R&B is just about how to talk about how I'm gonna do it to you. That's why I don't even listen to R&B. I don't listen to R&B now. If I'm gonna listen to R&B, I'm going back to the 90s and further back. Because all they sing about now is sex. Trey Songz and Chris Brown, they sing about sex. That's all they singing about. Shout out to Mr. D in the building. Mr. D says, you're right, DS1. They was rapping about relationships. Come on, don't let me get into it, y'all. Y'all know why I get the singing up here. Come on now. Who remember, I saw you and him walking in the rain. You were holding hands and now never be the same. I saw you and him walking in the rain. Who remember that? But you niggas get on the internet today and call it and call it what? What you done called it now? Now you want to suppress your feelings. Men always express how they felt about women. Niggas get hurt when they get cheated on. Stop acting like you're Teflon, nigga. Y'all get on the internet and you ain't got no feelings. You're not human. You pop a red pill and now you don't feel nothing. Oh, getting cheated on is a part of the game. Shut up, nigga. That shit hurts. I saw you and him walking in the rain. That shit hurt. Oh, that must didn't happen to you. You ain't never catch your girl with another dude. You got game like that. Stop. That's not reality, bro. You see, we used to sing about that. We used to sing about that. The women used to sing about that. Don't let me get into them women songs. See, because them songs back then, them women didn't say nothing to their man. They used to sing about how they gonna go check that woman next door that was sleeping with her husband. Yeah, See, that's how much respect women had for men back then. If you cheating on your wife, she wouldn't even bring it to you. She going to that woman house down the street. She going to that woman house down the street that she know she been sleeping with a married man. Remember them songs? Remember those? Remember those songs? Feminine women. There you go. There you go. Yep. Yep. Absolutely, NICU grad. Shout out to you in the building. Shout out to my man Bucket. What's good, Bucket? Come on now. Come on now. Shout out to OG in the building. What up, OG? Come on. Come on now. Come on now. Man. Shout out to our Crook in the building. What's good, our Crook? Shout out to you in the clouds, bro. He said influence could be a great many things, money being one of them, but the choice is always free. Salute. Salute to you. Salute to you, our Crook. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to the Nile River. I appreciate y'all support, man. Salute, man. And I agree with you. I agree with you. Absolutely. Self University in the building. Salute, bro. Salute, salute. He says, Miss Jones, we got a thing going on. Come on, man. We could go to plenty of those songs. But the reason why I brought that up is because y'all don't notice how the music matches our circumstance. Y'all don't notice that? Y'all don't notice how music always represented the state of the culture. Music has always been that. Media has always been that. Because media is one of the major influences of our socialization process. You see? You know why our parents, because my parents watched Flintstones. My dad used to like Flintstones. That's when they first came out. You know why they liked the Flintstones? Because the Flintstones was a cartoon that actually it kind of imitated their life a little bit back then. Because when my dad was growing up, they had black and white TVs. The cars were different. You see? Look at how it imitates how we live or how we currently are living. Listen to the music now. It's a representation of how we actually feel about ourselves. You see? What up, Pastor? And we need to talk about this, man. We getting ready to get into the Sapphire caricature and where this whole mammy thing came from. So let's get into this article. Shout out to everyone in the building. Shout out to everyone, man. Make sure y'all support today's show. Like and share today's show, man. Like and share today's show. If you went here, make sure you hit the like button as well. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Hit that like button. This article, once again, shout out to Miss Classy Creole for this, right? This article, as y'all can see, let me zoom in a little more. Zoom in just a little bit. This article is from the Jim Crow Museum. The Jim Crow Museum. The Sapphire caricature. The Sapphire caricature portrays Black women as rude, loud, malicious, stubborn, and overbearing. Don't that sound like your average IG thought rapper? Don't this sound like Glorilla? Listen to the description. As rude, loud, malicious, stubborn, and overbearing. Sukihana all day. Sukihana all day. Look where this comes from. The Jim Crow Museum. But y'all said, oh, we're going to blame hip hop. Excuse me, ma'am. This goes back way further than hip hop. Sorry, you can't blame hip hop. Sorry, hip hop, you can't blame it. The Sapphire caricature portrays Black women as rude, loud, malicious, stubborn, and overbearing. This is the ABW, the angry Black woman popularized in the cinema and on television. Where? In the cinema and on television. Where? Oh no, the Black man made us like that. No, it's because of hip hop. Yeah, it's because of what the Black man just kept calling us a B. We're going to blame Too Short. What about Too Short? What about all the pimp rappers? Ma'am, this is the angry Black woman popularized in the cinema and on television. Hey, you remember this woman? You remember her? She is tart-tongued and emasculating. One hand on a hip and the other pointing and jabbing. Violently and rhythmically rocking her head. Mocking African American men for offenses ranging from being unemployed to sexually pursuing white women. Let's read that again. Let's read it again. Let's read it again. She's tart-tongued and emasculating. One hand on a hip and the other pointing and jabbing. Violently and rhythmically rocking her head, mocking African American men for offenses ranging from being unemployed to sexually pursuing white women. You see where you got this from? Huh? Oh, we made you like that. How? How? We're going to bring the facts. We're going to bring the facts. Okay? She is a shrill nagger with irrational states of anger and indignation, and is often mean-spirited and abusive. Although African American men are her primary targets. Let's read that again, because it's a woman in this space right now, who behaves this way. And she's sitting on a Black man's channel. And she depicts all of these qualities that I just named. We will not say her name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And do not put it in the chat. Because yes, they do watch us, y'all. They do. So don't put her name in the chat. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Right? Let's continue. Although African American men are her primary targets, we should get rid of black male babies. There you go. Although African American men are her primary targets, this is in the Jim Crow Museum. This is in the Jim Crow Museum. What do I look like arguing with her? What do I look like arguing with her? When we could just bring out the goddamn facts and show she might need to take those letters off the end of her name. She don't know. I sorry, mama. You don't know. Oh, you don't know? what Big Pun said? Oh, you don't know? Oh, you don't know? Oh, you don't know? She don't know. And forgive her. Lord, forgive her. But she don't know. She don't know. I know. I get it. But let's read it again. Although African American men are her primary targets, she has venom, listen, for anyone who insults or disrespects her. Pay attention to the wording, y'all. See, y'all like to listen for the punchline. Y'all need to listen to the details. Y'all like to listen for the punchline. The Sapphire's desire to dominate and her hypersensitivity to injustices make her a perpetual complainer. Let's read that again. The Sapphire's desire to dominate and her hypersensitivity to injustices make her a perpetual complainer. But she does not criticize to improve things. I hope y'all are paying it. I hope y'all are listening. I hope y'all are listening. The Sapphire's desire to dominate and her hypersensitivity to injustices make her a perpetual complainer. But she does not criticize to improve things. Rather, she criticizes because she is unendingly bitter and wishes that unhappiness on others. This is why they silence the feminine women. This is why they abuse the feminine women. Because they're bitter. The Sapphire caricature is a harsh portrayal of African American women. But it is more than that. It is a social control mechanism. Listen, y'all. Listen, what did I tell y'all about the socialization process? What did I tell y'all? See, we're going to learn something today. What's up, Always a Queen? I see you in the building. Peace and blessings to you. We're going to learn something today. We're going to learn. The Sapphire caricature is a harsh portrayal of African American women, but it is more than that. It is a social control mechanism that is employed to punish Black women who violate the societal norms that encourages them to be passive, servile, non-threatening, and unseen. Look at this. This is where I got the thumbnail from. From the 1800s. Listen, y'all. I didn't make this up. You can find this article. The link is in the description box. This is not a blog. This is an article, a real article from a real website. This is not something somebody made up. Oh, he reading something somebody could have made from a website. Sorry. 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 From the 1800s through the mid 1900s, Black women were often portrayed in popular culture as sassy mammies. Sassy mammies. This is coming from the Jim Crow Museum. This is not coming from the brain of DS1 Ross or SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. This is coming from the Jim Crow Museum. Sassy mammies from a real museum. Thank you, Miss Kari. Thank you. Hey, Aquafina, how you doing? Shout out to you. And I see you grad says, I believe sometimes when you stand up for yourself, this is the narrative others so you don't speak up. There it goes. Absolutely. That's what the article just said. And I see you grad. It is a social control mechanism. That is exactly what you're describing. And I see you grad. It is a social control mechanism to punish Black women who don't agree with that shit. I'm your mama and I'm God. Who grew up with a mama like that? How many of you young ladies grew up with a mama like that? Where your mama was God in the house. And you better do whatever mommy tell you to do. Yeah. 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 This is what we talking about. Yes. OG. We getting into it. We going there today. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all hit that like button. Kari says, Gone with the Wind is an old movie, and Mammy is in that movie, was talking straight trash. JDJ says, wasn't that Sapphire caricature depicted by men in blackface? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know, JDJ. Teach me something. Teach me something, JDJ. My ears and my eyes are open. I'm here to learn from y'all as well. Shout out to my comrade in the building. Salute. Shout out to my brother, the Book of Ronan. He says, I grew up and fled from that house. See? Sassy mammies. From the 1800s through the mid 1900s, Black women were often portrayed in popular culture as sassy mammies who ran their own homes with iron fists, including berating Black husbands and children. Oh, we going there today. Oh, we going there today. Oh, we opening Pandora's box today. I want to hear somebody do a live and say, this is a lie. He made that up. He exaggerating. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for you to say that there's no such thing as the Jim Crow Museum. I'm waiting for y'all to say that this article is fake and it ain't real and somebody wrote it. Somebody wrote it. They lying. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Because this right here will change a lot of conversations. Oh, Classy Creole. Classy Creole, you know they will try. You know they will try, Classy Creole. You know they will. You know they will. Because it's coming out of a Black man's mouth. I'm reading it. You see what I'm saying, Classy Creole? Now, maybe if I wasn't talking about it, you know, maybe they're considerate. Don Sir in the building. He said it's real and it's worked. Absolutely, sir. Salute to you. New York Nikki says, go DS1. I got you. Let's get back to it. I got y'all. The ladies want me to go. The ladies want me to go. They want me to tell the truth. They want me to tell the truth to shame the devil. So let's get back to it. Let's start it from the beginning. Let's get the dates. From the 1800s through the mid 1900s, Black women were often portrayed in popular culture as sassy mammies who ran their own homes with iron fists, including berating Black husbands and children. But the narrative around here is, oh, my grandmother was getting beat up. Oh, my grandfather couldn't read. Oh, my grandmother was everything. Oh, now we know why she ruled the house with an iron fist. That's why your grandfather never was home. And that's why he got a second family. Maybe that's why. Because your grandmama was throwing pots and shit at them, berating their husbands and their children. But on the internet, it was Black men. But in the Jim Crow Museum, it was y'all. In the Jim Crow Museum, it was y'all. But on the internet, it's us. They was beating us up. They was dragging us. They was threatening us. But in the Jim Crow Museum, y'all ruled the house with an iron fist and an iron spoon. Because my grandmother was one of those. I got one grandma left. My grandma that's still alive today, God bless her soul. God bless my grandmother that passed. God bless you, Grandma. I love you. They called her sweetheart. My mother's mother. Sweetheart. Now, my other grandmother, my father's mother, Bernice. Lord, 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 Lord. Wooden spoons on the wall. Them, you know them big wooden spoons? Yeah. You know them old frying pans that got, you still could smell the gravy at the bottom, but the pot clean? My grandmother ruled the house with an iron fist. With an iron fist and a wooden spoon. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Sonny B. And a wooden spoon. Are you crazy? When I was growing up, Sonny B, me and my cousins couldn't talk at the table. Who grew up like that? Who grew up like that? See, all millennials didn't grow up the same. See, I grew up old-fashioned. Me and my cousins couldn't talk while we was eating. My grandmother go get that wooden spoon off the wall and pop our hands. We keep talking at the table. We can't talk at the table, Sonny B. We don't talk at the table, Miss Kari. Shut up while you're talking, while you're eating, boy. First thing my grandmother say, shut your mouth while you're eating for your choke. Shut your mouth while you're eating for your choke. You don't talk at the table, boy. That's rude. My grandmother told me and my cousin, the kitchen table is for you to sit down and eat. When you want to talk, go in the living room and talk while you're watching TV. My grandmother had all types of weird rules. I used to be like, what? Like, I used to be like, what does that mean? I didn't say it because I was scared. You know, I had my grandmother Bernice, you ain't no questioning her. You better not ask why. You better not ask why. See, we forget about that part of the family history. We come on the internet and make black men look like the piece of shits of the world. We forget about that part of family history where you couldn't talk at grandma's table. You better not get up out that goddamn bed and not make it up. You'll get your ass whooped. Oh, but on the internet, it was black men. How about all of our grandfathers didn't bring the money home because that's just what they did? How about that's what they was told that they supposed to do? Y'all be getting up here lying. Oh, he didn't know how to read, so that's why he gave grandma the checks, because grandpa couldn't read. No, nigga, that's a lie. Some of our grandfathers better not come in that goddamn house with no check. He'll get shot. What are you talking about? Y'all get on the internet and be lying. We're going to clear that shit up today. We're going to clear it up today. If some of our grandfathers didn't come in the house with a goddamn check, that nigga won't eat. Are you crazy? Let him not walk in the house with no goddamn money. He won't eat. Tell me I'm lying. But y'all get on the internet and play like grandma was innocent. Grandma did everything for us. Lying ass. Why you think your grandfather stayed with a job and 6 hustles? Because if he don't walk in the house with no money, your grandmother won't make him a turkey sandwich. Are you out of your mind? But y'all get up here and lie. Oh, my grandmother was a slave. She just cooked and cleaned her whole life. Lies. You're lying. Stop your blood clot lying. Stop your lying. Papa don't bring no money in there. Papa don't eat. Papa don't bring no money. Not only would he better not he not gonna eat, but he better not try to get no coochie. Let's talk. We gonna talk today. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies. Grandma ain't giving up no coochie if grandpa don't bring no goddamn money in that house. That's where you get all this shit from. Stop lying, please. Because we got Jim Crow telling the goddamn truth. You ain't even want to listen to us. He better not try to get no coochie. And he come home talking about he ain't get paid today. And she was expecting that goddamn money. Are you out of your mind? Where y'all grew up at? In La La Land? In Wally World? Y'all be getting up here lying. Y'all be lying. Like nobody lived life but y'all. Who you lying to? You got all that dysfunctional shit. Grandma told you you better not walk in this house with a wet ass and an empty purse. You got that from grandma. You got that from grandma. Okay? You got that from grandma. Not grandpa. The first time you was ever called the B word was by a woman in your goddamn family. It wasn't no nigga in the street. Stop lying. Half of y'all been cussed out by y'all mamas. But y'all come on the internet and act like black men are the enemy. Your mama called you a B word. That's the first time. You was 8 years old the first time you was called a B. And it came out your mama mouth. Because she didn't like how you responded. Because you was mad that you couldn't get that toy. And you start sucking your teeth. And she jacked you up and called you, come here, you little. Stop playing with me. See, I live real life. Y'all get on the internet and play internet. Y'all play internet. The first time you ever got called out your name was by a woman in your family. One of your aunties, your grandmother, or your mama. That's the first time you ever got called a hoe. It wasn't when you listened to Too Short. Stop lying. It wasn't when you listened to Too Short. Stop lying. Sassy Mammies. Shout out to my man L. Nixon in the building. Salute, L. Nixon. Yeah, happy birthday to Tanisha, too. Y'all wish Tanisha a happy birthday. L. Nixon says, everyone doesn't have a slave story. Come on, bro. Come on. Let's get back to this article. These women were allowed, at least symbolically, to defy some racial norms. During the Jim Crow period, when real black people were often beaten, jailed, or killed for arguing with white people, fictional mammies were allowed to pretend chastise white people, including men. Their sassiness was supposed to indicate that they were accepted as members of the white family. And acceptance of that sassiness implied that slavery and segregation were not overly oppressive. Oh my God. Yo. A well-known example of a sassy mammy was Hattie McDaniel, a black actress who played feisty, quick-tempered mammies in many movies, including Judge Priest, Music is Magic, The Little Colonel, Alice Adams, Saratoga, The Mad Miss Manton, and Gone with the Wind. In these roles, she was sassy, borderline impertinent, but always loyal. She was not a threat to the existing social order. Let's continue. It's getting deep. It was not until Amos and Andy radio show that the characterization of African American women as domineering, aggressive, and emasculating shrews became popularly associated with the name Sapphire. The show was conceived by Freeman Gosden and Charles Correll, two white actors who portrayed the characters Amos Jones and Andy Brown by mimicking and mocking Black behavior and dialect. At its best, Amos and Andy was a situational comedy. At its worst, it was an auditory minstrel show. The show was a mostly white cast, aired on the radio from 1928 to 1960. With intermittent interruptions, the television version of the show, with networks television first all black cast, aired on CBS from 1951 to 1953, was with syndicated reruns from 1954 to 1966. It was removed in large part through the efforts of the NAACP and the Civil Rights Movement, both as a radio show and television show. And Amos and Andy was extremely popular. And this was unfortunate for African Americans because it popularized racial caricatures of Black people. Americans learned that Black people were comical, not as actors, but as a race. Amos and Andy told stories about the everyday foibles of the members of Mystic Knights of the Sea, a Black fraternal lodge. Listen, the lead characters were Amos Jones, a Harlem taxi driver, and his gullible friend Andy Brown. Starring in a non-title lead role was the character George Kingfish Stevens, the leader of the lodge. Many of the stories revolved around Kingfish, a get-rich-quick schemer and a con artist who avoided work and, when possible, took financial advantage of the ignorance and naivete of Andy and others. Kingfish was the prototypical coon, a lazy, easily confused, chronically unemployed, financially inept buffoon given to malapropisms. Kingfish was married to Sapphire Stevens. This sounds like Bishop Lamar Whitehead. Kingfish was married to Sapphire Stevens, who regularly berated him as a failure. Kingfish represented the worst in racial stereotyping. There was little redemptive about the character. His ignorance was highlighted by his nonsensical misuse of words. For example, I deny the allegations, Your Honor, and I resents the alligator. Kingfish was not a good thinker or speaker. Even worse, he was a crook without scruples. He was too lazy to work and not above exploiting his wife and friends. In other words, He was a television embodiment of some of the unforgiven ideas that many Americans had about black men. So you have Sapphire Stevens. That's the caricature for most black women today. Some of the same things has been said over and over and over again about black men. This goes back to Sapphire Stevens constantly berating her man. We still hear those same narratives spewed about black men today. We're lazy. We're unproductive. We don't want to work. This stuff y'all don't even know, y'all been taught to say this about us. Y'all been taught to say this about us. This is why right now we have a professional woman, and shout out to them. Shout out to them. But we have a professional woman, right, who's into law, who coined the term bandit for black men here on YouTube. And she's now in a happy relationship with one. She's so happy with this black man that she has changed the context and what a bandit is now. Now there's certain types of bandits. There's different levels of bandits. There are different categories of bandits. But before, 1 year ago, we all were bandits. We all the same. She used to say this on her channel. I'm not going to shout her out. I'm not going to say her name. We all were the same. Now, and you know why? And you know why she's not doing that anymore? Because she's actually living from experience now. She's not regurgitating what she heard and what she was socialized to believe. A lot of you black women been hearing black women say black men ain't shit since you was a little girl. You heard your great grandmother say it. You heard your grandmother say it. You heard your mama say it. You heard your aunt say it. You've been hearing it since you was a little girl. Before you can even understand what they meant by black men ain't shit, you've been hearing it. You don't even understand how you've been socialized to believe this. You've been socialized to be the ABW. And you don't even understand how that identity is actually destroying y'all. It's destroying y'all from the inside out. See, just like we was socialized to be thugs, to go outside and get that bag, to chase that money, just like we were socialized to be gangsters, hustlers, pimps, drug dealers, killers, robbers, thieves, con men, right? You were socialized to believe that that's all a black man would ever be. That's the angry black woman. That's the angry black woman. She's angry at us because she believes all we would ever be is con men. Goes back to what we was just reading, Kingfish. Sapphire Stevens will always berate her husband because he was a con man. See, the angry black woman was taught that black men would never be nothing. Y'all was socialized to believe that. And it is robbing y'all of the good masculine men that's out here. You walking right past them every day. He ain't got enough money for you. He don't have a nicer car enough. He don't wear a Mary. He doesn't go to clubs and rent out the sections. See where you get all this stuff from? We gonna break it all down today. We gonna break it all down today. We going into overtime today, y'all. If y'all in the building, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button. Support today's show with a like and a share. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. Shout out to my man L. Nixon. He says, every woman wasn't getting beat. We had some Miss Sophia's back then. And weak men, everyone wasn't Sealy. Facts. Shout out to my brother L. Nixon. I appreciate that, bro. Make sure y'all, if y'all in the building, make sure y'all like and share the show. Like and share the show. The Cash App is pinned at the top of the screen. Thank you, Mark. Hey, Leslie, how you doing? It's good to see you, Leslie. Shout out to Peep Gang. What up, Peep Gang? Salute. Kari says he got to make at least 100,000 or he's broke. Come on now. All of this stuff comes from this angry black woman persona, the Sapphire Stevens caricature. Let's get back to it. Oh, I'm loving this. In other words, he was a television embodiment of some of the unforgiven ideas that many Americans had about black men. Listen to what it said, y'all. Unforgiven ideas. We ain't never gonna be shit. We gonna always cheat. We always gonna abuse our women. We always gonna leave our children. Unforgiven ideas. Y'all was socialized to believe this. Other characters, including Lightning, a step and fetch it like character on the show, had jobs and were honest. But Kingfish's worthlessness justified Sapphire's harsh critique of his life. Listen to this. It must be noted that Sapphire Stevens directed her disgust at her husband. Hers word was not the generalized anger today that is today associated with angry black women. Later Sapphires in situational comedies. Sue Jewell, a sociologist, opened that the Sapphire image necessitates the presence of an African-American man. It is the African-American male that represents the point of contention in any ongoing verbal duel between Sapphire and the African-American male. His lack of integrity and use of cunning and trickery provides her with an opportunity to emasculate him through her use of verbal put-downs. In the all black or mostly black situational comedies that have appeared on television from the 1970s to the present, the Sapphire is a stock character. Like Sapphire Stevens, she demeans and belittles lazy, ignorant, or otherwise flawed black male characters. Black people on television have been overrepresented in situational comedies and underrepresented in dramatic series. One problem with this imbalance is that black people in situational comedies are portrayed in racially stereotypical ways in order to get laughs. Canned laughter prompts the television audience to laugh as the angry black woman, the Sapphire, insults and mocks black males. Let me read that again. Canned laughter prompts the television audience to laugh as the angry black woman, the Sapphire, insults and mocks black males. Aunt Esther was a Sapphire character on the television situational comedy Sanford and Son, which premiered on NBC in 1972 with a final episode in 1977 and is still running in syndication. She was the Bible swinging, angry nemesis and sister-in-law of the main character, Fred. Theirs was a love, mostly hate relationship. Fred will call Aunt Esther ugly, and she will call him a fish-eyed fool and an old sucker or a beady-eyed heathen. Then they would threaten to hit each other. Aunt Esther dominated her husband Woodrow, a mild-mannered alcoholic. In this latter relationship, you have the idea of the aggressive black woman dominating a weak, morally defective man. The situational comedy Good Times aired between 1974 and 1979 on the CBS television network. The show followed the life of the Evans family in Chicago housing project modeled on the famous Cabrini Green projects. This was one of the first times that a poor family had been highlighted in a weekly television series. Episodes of Good Times dealt with the Evanses' attempts to survive despite living in suffocating poverty. There were several racial caricatures on the show, most notably the son, James Evans Jr., JJ, who devolved into a coon-like minstrel. After the first season, the episodes increasingly focused on JJ's stereotypically buffoonish behavior. Esther Rolle, the actress who played the role of Florida Evans, the mother, expressed her dislike for JJ's character in the 1975 interview with Ebony magazine. He's 18 and he doesn't work. He can't read or write. He doesn't think. The show didn't start out to be that. Little by little, with the help of the artists, I suppose, because they couldn't do that to me, they have made JJ more stupid and enlarged the role. Negative images have been slipped in on us through the character of the oldest child. In black themed situational comedies, when there is a coon character, there is often a Sapphire character to mock him. In Good Times, a character that bantered with and mocked JJ was his sister, Thelma. A clearer example of a Sapphire, however, was the neighbor, Willona Woods, though she rarely targeted JJ. Instead, Willona belittled Nathan Bookman, the overweight superintendent, and she put down a series of worthless boyfriends and the ex-husband, politicians, and other men with questionable morals and work ethics. In situational comedies with a primarily black cast, the black male does not have to be lazy, thick-witted, or financially unsuccessful for him to be taunted by a Sapphire character. The Jeffersons, which aired from 1975 to 1985, focused on an upper middle class family that climbed up from the working class. In the show's theme song, there's the line, we finally got a piece of the pie. George and Louise Jefferson were making so much money from their dry cleaning businesses that they hired a housekeeper, Florence Johnson. Her relationship with George was often antagonistic, and the back talking, wisecracking housekeeper approximated a Sapphire. She often teased George about his short stature, balding head, and decisions. Another example of a Sapphire was the character Pamela, Pam James, who appeared on Martin, a situational comedy that aired from 1992 to 1997 on Fox. Pam was a bad-mouthed, wisecracking friend slash foe of the lead character Martin. Tashina Arnold, the actress who played Pam, plays Rochelle, a dominating, aggressive matriarch in the situational comedy Everybody Hates Chris, which ran from 2005 to 2009 and still is aired on cable television. Arnold has mastered the role of the angry black woman. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. Now, here is when it gets real. Y'all thought that was real. Now it's about to get real. Angry black woman with guns. Who remembers Pam Grier? Who remembers Pam Grier? Coffee. Who remembers Coffee? Who remembers Coffee? Shout out to Tony in the building. Huh? Who remembers Coffee? Cassie Creole says, yep. New York Nikki says, yep, she remember. OG says, I knew it. Mm-hmm. Sheba, baby. Mark says, I know. Kari says, I know. Coffee. JDJ says, I do. Me too. I love me some Pam Grier back in the day. Yep. Yep. Yes, sir, Sonny B. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I'm gonna keep it real, Sonny B. Before I knew about corn tapes, right? Me and my cousins, we used to fawn over Pam Grier because those black exploitation films back then, we saw a lot. So that was, that was like soft corn to us back in the day before we got to watch the real stuff. We used to sit over and fantasize about Pam Grier. Yes, we did. Sure did. Self University said, oh, yeah, it's getting real now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sonny B says, why I'm a beast, man, till this day. Factual. I'm telling you. Let's get to it. Let's see what they have to say. Angry black women with guns. The film genre called black exploitation emerged in the early 1970s. These movies, which targeted urban black audiences, exchanged one set of racial caricatures. Mammy, Toms, uncles, pickaninnies. Hold on, y'all. Y'all give me 1 second. Okay, we back. We back. Y'all can hear me? Hope y'all can hear me clear. Racial caricatures: Mammy, Tom, Uncle, and Pickaninny, for a new set of equally offensive racial caricatures: bucks, sex craved deviants, brutes, pimps, hitmen, and dope peddlers, and gnats, white people haters. One old caricature, the Jezebel, was revamped. The portrayal of African American women as hypersexual temptresses was as old as American slavery. But during the blaxploitation period, the Jezebel caricature and the Sapphire caricature merged into a hybrid. Angry whores fighting injustice. The slut walk. Who remembers the slut walk? Who remembers the slut walk that was led by who? An angry whore by the name of Amber Rose. Shout out to my guy Zuma Duma in the building. Salute my guy. No, I cannot make this up, my brother, and I will not make this up. Because I don't hate black women. So I would never just blatantly lie and make shit up, bro. You wouldn't even rock with me if I did that. Amber Rose, a angry whore. Listen, that's what the article said. Sonny B, that's what the article said, Sonny. I don't know. That's what the Jim Crow Museum said. I don't know, Sonny B. I don't know. I'm just reading, bro. I'm just reading. That's all I'm doing. OG, I'm just reading, OG. I'm just reading. Come on. That's all I'm doing. I'm making it make sense. Kari says, I remember that stupid slut walk. What the hell was that about? What this article just said, Kari, it's what the article just said. It's what the article just said. The hybrid between the Jezebel and the Sapphire. And they came up with angry whores fighting injustice. This is who Coffee Brown was. Kari, this is who Coffee Brown was. Coffee Brown was the caricature of the angry black whore that's fighting social injustice. Quote unquote. We got to put it in quotations, Kari. We got to put it in quotations. That's all I'm doing. Hey, shout out to my bro. Shout out to Let Me Put the Tip in the building. That's all I'm doing. Yes. Fighting injustice. She felt it was a social injustice for her to be called what she behaves like. She think a whore should be respected in society because she considers whores women. So that's what the slut walk was about. She said it was a rhetorical question, bro. Shout out to my man Double C in the building. Salute, fam. Salute. He said reading is fundamental. Fundamental. Yes, sir. Shout out to my brother Double C. It's crazy. It's crazy. Pete Game says angry whore fighting injustice, feminists. But this is who Coffee Brown was depicting. The caricature of Coffee Brown, that's what she was. Black actresses such as Pam Grier built careers starring in blaxploitation movies. Their characters resemble those of the black male superheroes. They were physically attractive and aggressive rebels, willing and able to use their bodies, brains, and guns to gain revenge against corrupt officials, drug dealers, and violent criminals. Their anger was not focused solely or primarily at black men. Rather, it was focused at injustice and the perpetuators of injustice. In the film Coffee, Pam Grier plays a nurse by day and vigilante by night who conducts a brutal one-woman war on organized crime. Who remembers the male version of that? Who remembers the male version of that? One of my favorite movies that's a series of all time. I could binge watch these movies. I could literally take a whole day and watch all of them in a day. I love when they do the marathons. Who remembers what I'm talking about? Who can guess? Shout out to everyone that's in the building. Salute. We are in double overtime. We're going to keep it going. Nope, not Shaft, Double C. Not Shaft. Nope, not Shaft. Nope. You learning something today, Miss L'Oreal. You learning something today. Shout out to my brother Zuma. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate that super chat. He says, had to break it to y'all. No, I don't. But you referencing your bat-winged grandmother's struggles is perpetuating all the curses that this article listed word by word. God damn. Yes, sir. It sure did. Shout out to my brother Zuma Duma. Appreciate that super chat, my brother. And it is, bro. It is. I'm sorry, but it is. Dolomite, nope. Shaft, nope. Who remembers Death Wish? Who remembers Death Wish with Charles Bronson? One of my favorite series of movies of all time. I can literally take the whole day. I love when they replay the marathons. Sometimes they do the marathons on AMC. Death Wish. Remember, Charles Bronson played an architect in the day and a vigilante against organized crime at night. Death Wish. Death Wish. Death Wish. That was my shit. Hey, Kari, I love Death Wish. Bro, I love Death Wish, bro. I could watch all of them back to back. Like literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because you know it was 5 Death Wish, right? No, it was actually 5, champ. It's 5 of them. They go all the way up to, you didn't see Death Wish 4 and 5? Yes, they go up to 5, champ. They go up to 5. Bro, Death Wish. An architect in the daytime. Remember, He was a high-paid architect. At night, he was a vigilante. You have the Death Wish soundtrack? Wow. So I know you got the CD. That's classic, Ebo. That's classic. They might have went to 6 double C, but the last one I saw was Death Wish 5. That was the last one I saw. He Kari? Was he? Man. I grew up when Death Wish 2 came out. Man. Because remember, Death Wish 2, he was in New York. He was in Brooklyn, in East New York. Catching homies. Catching wild homies. I'm going to say Dirty Harry next. Terenzo, what's good, Terenzo? He says Bronson was the Grim Reaper. Was he? Was he? That was my guy, man. That was my dude. But let's get back to the article. I wanted to make that comparison because Coffee Brown was what? She was a nurse in the daytime and a vigilante at night who conducts a brutal one-woman war on organized crime. Charles Bronson was a one-man army. In the movie, she pretends to be a strung-out whore to get revenge on drug dealers who got her little sister hooked on heroin. You see the hero story? You see the hero story? Now remember, in Death Wish, there was a reason for him going against those criminal organizations in every movie. Remember the first in Death Wish 1, they killed, and all the Death Wishes, they killed his wife. In 1, 2, and 3, they killed every time he got a new girl, they killed her. And one of them, they killed his daughter. Zuma says, be a hoe and save the world. Yeah. Yo, Zuma. Yo, you a fool, bro. Yo, this is crazy, though. This is crazy. But we didn't make this up, Zuma. They did. This how they got socialized. We didn't do this shit. In the movie, she pretends to be a strung-out whore to get revenge on drug dealers who got her little sister hooked on heroin. Coffee lures the culprits back to their room where she graphically shoots one in the head and gives the other one a fatal dose of heroin. The remainder of the movie finds Coffee using guns and her body to punish King George, a flamboyant pimp, the sadistic mobster Arturo Vitroni, and every mafioso and crooked cop who crosses her path. Sapphire in the 21st century. Today, Sapphire is one of the dominant portrayals of black women, of a black woman. This is evident by the words of Cal Thomas, a commentator for Fox Television. And we know all about Fox. But look at the image of angry black women on television. Politically, you have Maxine Waters of California, a liberal Democrat. She always angry every time she gets on television. Cynthia McKinney, another angry black woman. And who are the angry black women you see on the local news at night in cities all over the country? They're usually angry about something. They've had a son who has been shot in a drive-by shooting. They're angry at Bush. So you don't really have a profile of non-angry black women, of whom there are quite a few. Thomas, admittedly an untrained sociologist, expressed what many Americans see and internalize, namely images of sapphires, angry at black men, white women, the federal government, racism, and maybe life itself. Thomas, shortly after making his statements about black women, agreed with a co-panelist that Oprah Winfrey is not angry. The portrayal of black women as angry sapphires permeates this culture. A Google search of angry black women, or ABW, will demonstrate how pervasive this caricature has become. She lives in most movies. Tyler Perry, Medea. She lives in most movies with an all black or predominantly black cast. Tyler Perry, Medea. For example, there is Terry cussing and insulting the manhood of black men in Barbershop and its sequel, Barbershop 2. There is the argumentative Angela in Why Did I Get Married? The clip art description reads, royalty-free people clip art picture image of an angry African-American woman in a purple dress and heels, standing with her arms crossed and tapping her foot with a stern expression on her face. She could be mad at her child, a colleague, or husband. There are stock pictures of angry black women, such as those at. There are books devoted to angry black women. For example, The Angry Black Woman's Guide to Life, and websites such as The Angry Blogspot. Wow. There is even a pseudo malady called Angry Black Woman Syndrome. The tabloid talk shows that became popular in the 1990s. Remember, we did a show about this, y'all. Remember, we did a show about this. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate you. Peace to you. I appreciate that super chat. Shout out to Ms. Leslie. Shout out to everyone who's supporting today's show. We at the end of the article. We getting ready to wrap it up. Shout out to everyone who has stayed. We're going to wrap it up after this. After this part, there's still more of the article, but I'll let you guys go back and read it yourselves. But we're going to wrap it up here. Sapphire in the 21st century. We're going to wrap it up after this. The tabloid talk shows that became popular in the 1990s, the Jerry Springer Show, the Jenny Jones Show, the Maury Povich Show, and the Ricky Lake Show, helped reinforce the racial stereotypes of African Americans, including the stereotype of black women as angry, castrating shrews. By the early 2000s, the trash talk shows had receded in popularity, in part because of the emergence of so-called reality shows. Again, these shows served as vehicles for African American women to be portrayed as sapphires. Vanessa E. Jones from the Boston Globe wrote of the Sapphire. You see elements of her in Alicia Calloway of the Survivor All-Star series, who indulged in a temperamental bout of finger waving during an argument in 2001's Survivor. The Australian Outback. Coral Smith, who rules with an iron tongue. I remember Coral because I used to watch The Real World. I remember Coral mean ass. That was a mean, boy, was she mean. Coral Smith, who rules with an iron tongue on MTV's Real World / Road Rules Challenge, The Inferno, browbeat one female castmate so badly a week ago that she challenged Smith to a fight. Then there's Omarosa of The Apprentice, who rolled the angry black woman stereotype to the covers of People and TV Guide magazines, even as she made fellow African American businesswoman stereotype to the covers of People and TV Guide magazines, even as she made fellow African American businesswomen wince. Omarosa gained a great deal of national disdain and celebrity as a contestant on The Apprentice, Donald Trump's reality show. Omarosa, who is almost always referred to by the single name Omarosa, was portrayed and intentionally acted as a cross between a Jezebel, a hypersexual flirt and seductress, and a bitter, aggressive Sapphire. Lorian Oliver, a political blogger, theorized on how white people saw Omarosa, at least among white people, she was interpreted in various ways as conniving, lazy, selfish, ashamed, overly ambitious, uppity, ungrateful, and paranoid. This is what the white people think about you. I guess I was always less interested in whether Omarosa was actually any of those things or whether it was simply an effect of the distortion of the editing of the reality television show. I was more interested in the fact that Omarosa seemed to stand for something bigger in the eyes of many white people. Her constant accusations of racism directed toward her fellow contestants, and the fact that she wore her alienation and distrust of her teammates on her sleeve opened up a whole world of racial speculation and ridicule. I would say debate, but in all of my internet travels, I haven't found much of anyone who wanted to go out on a limb for Omarosa. The fact that so many white people felt justified in their hatred for Omarosa, a hatred that could be passed as benign over investment in a guilty pleasure reality TV series, is telling. She became the symbol of everything that went wrong in the post-civil rights era. Paranoid, reverse racism, the ungrateful and undeserving product of affirmative action, the uppity black person who puts on airs, the beautiful hypersexualized black woman who pulled the wool over the powerful white man's eyes. Olive next makes a connection that many others are making on internet sites, namely the First Lady Michelle Obama is the new Omarosa. A bitter, selfish, uppity, ungrateful, overly ambitious Sapphire. One of the derisive nicknames for Michelle Obama is Omarosa Obama. This demonstrates how the Sapphire caricature has broadened from an emasculating hater of black men to a bitter woman who hates anyone who displeases her. Man, oh man, that was deep. And there's still more to that article. Like I said, the link is in the description box to that article. So y'all can go there and read it. Shout out to Seth's son in the building. Salute. Shout out to Peep Game. I appreciate that super chat, Peep Game. Appreciate it. Shout out to everyone in the building. I appreciate everyone for pulling up to today's show. Now, as we can see, where does the feminine women fit at now? Because we just read the sapphires of the 21st century. They're hybrids now. The Jezebel mixed with the sapphire. Where does the true feminine women fit at? Where does the traditionally feminine women fit at? Where they're accepted, where they're wanted. They're not even wanted in their families. Most of their family members don't really rock with them. If you got that sapphire, if you got that sapphire energy all up in the women in your family, and somehow you're not like that, or you've worked hard your whole life to not be that, I'm pretty sure you're not liked. I'm pretty sure you're not accepted. I'm pretty sure they always got something to say about you. That's how deep this thing done got, man. And look, they still got black women looking up to the sapphire energy. That Sapphire Stevens character. How many black women love Michelle Obama? But to white people, she's Omarosa Obama. They don't like her. They don't like her. Just like white people don't like Beyonce. But y'all love Beyonce. Y'all love y'all some Sasha Fierce. That's that Sapphire Stevens energy. Sasha Fierce. Come on now. Beyonce. Sapphire energy. Sapphire Stevens. You see? So shout out to everyone for pulling up to today's show. I appreciate y'all. We will be back tomorrow with another great show. Shout out to everyone for pulling up to today's show. Make sure y'all scroll down, get down, and check out the merch, y'all. Y'all go ahead and check out the merch. Check out the t-shirts that we got for the summer. Y'all go ahead and cop y'all some nice gear for the summer. We got some for the ladies and the fellas. Y'all know how we do over here. Thank you, JD 1975. Appreciate you, fam. Salute to you. And I see you grad says it just to dim someone's light. Even worse than that. Even worse than that. And I see you grad. It's worse than that. How about that energy covers your light and it gives you nothing but darkness? Because the angry black woman is in the dark. So there is no light. It's not about dimming your light. It's about stealing your light. So you don't have any. See what I'm saying? So shout out to everyone for pulling up. Thank you, Willow Green. I appreciate you. Shout out to you, champion. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to you, Peep Gang. Shout out to everyone for pulling up. Thank you so much, Miss Classy Creole. Shout out to all my lovely lady mods for coming through today and holding it down as always. As always. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to everyone. If you hit the Cash App, shout out to y'all. If you hit the Cash App today, shout out to y'all. If you haven't yet and you would like to support the show, Cash App, $ DS100 Network. $ DS100 Network. All lowercase letters. All lowercase letters. Shout out to everyone for coming through. It's most important that y'all are here and y'all always come through and support the show. I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. Get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think of today's show, man. Shout out to everyone who hit the super chat as well. Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to my lovely lady mods again for holding it down. Salute to all the visionaries for coming through as always and showing y'all support, man. DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV, and I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.